Samsung recently introduced its new Galaxy S23 flagship, which promises strong improvements to photo quality and performance for under $1,000. It seems like a really promising smartphone, but let's be honest here, it looks a lot like the Galaxy S22 from last year, which remains one of the best phones you can get. If you're shopping for an affordable member of the Galaxy S family, you might be wondering whether it's worth getting the S22 on a discount over the brand new S23. You might also be asking if it's worth upgrading to the S23 from the S22. In this video, we're breaking it down spec by spec to help you decide which one is right for you. Before we start, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press bell icon to watch more videos like this. Price and availability. The Galaxy S22 is still available through Samsung, and you can get it at third-party retailers like Amazon and Best Buy. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S23 has yet to launch. Samsung is waiting for Feb 17 to do that. The S22 originally started at $799 but can be had for much less through frequent deals, while the S23 is sticking with that $799 starting price for the time being. You can also get some great deals on a Galaxy S23, especially straight through Samsung. Design is that the same phone. Over the past few years, Samsung has reduced the amount of design changes it makes to its flagship devices. The Galaxy S23 is no exception. I mean, just look at it. Beyond the absent camera housing on the back, the S23 looks exactly like the S22. It uses the same glass and aluminum construction as well, and everything from the bezels to the hole punch cutout scream Galaxy S22 look-alike. The dimensions are slightly different, but the weight is the same at 167 grams. The screen size is identical. Honestly, it feels like Samsung told its designers to take the year off when it came to mocking up the S23. Durability-wise, the S23 has a bit of an edge over the S22. It includes the newest Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and back, whereas the S22 used just Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. Both phones use Samsung's Armor aluminum for improved protection against drops, and they're each IP68 certified. Displays, more brightness but not much else. Both the Galaxy S23 and S22 use 6.1 inches dynamic AMOLED 2X panels with full HD Plus resolution and 120Hz refresh rates. The biggest difference between them is their peak brightness, where the S23 can go all the way up to 1,750 nits while the S22 is capped at 1,300 nits. This will prove useful when you can't escape direct sunlight, especially in the summer. Other than that, these screens are basically identical, which is honestly fine given how solid Samsung's reputation is when it comes to smartphone displays. Performance and software. Looking at the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, the S23 beefs up performance by including the Samsung-optimized Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. It's the only chip you can get with the S23 series, as Samsung has stopped selling international models with Exynos chips. The S22 shipped with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 by default and the Exynos 2200 in Europe. As far as performance differences go, Samsung claims the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy offers 40% better CPU and graphics performance than the 8 Gen 1, as well as over 40% better AI performance for processing things in the background. We expect to get higher benchmark scores and improved gaming performance as per usual, but both of these phones offer enough horsepower to handle your everyday workload. We'll update this when we finally get time to test it out. You've got the same amount of RAM in the S23 as the S22, so multitasking and juggling different apps will feel instantly familiar to anyone who's used a Samsung phone with 8 GB of random access memory. In addition, the S23 gets faster UFS 4.0 storage compared to UFS 3.1, but only on the 256 GB model. The S23 ships with Samsung's One UI 5.1 based on Android 13, while the S22 was recently updated to One UI 5. Version 5.1 will eventually reach the older Galaxy device, so those who like to have the latest software won't feel left out. Cameras, some image processing improvements. Samsung kept the rear camera hardware on the Galaxy S23 the same as the S22. You still get a 50-megapixel main camera, a 10-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor with a 120-degree field of view. Instead of a major hardware change like with the S23 Ultra's new 200-megapixel main lens, Samsung is focusing on image processing improvements to differentiate the S23 from the S22. This includes a new AI-powered image signal processing algorithm that reduces noise in lower-light photos and videos, object-based AI to better optimize the senior capturing, and enhanced 8K 30fps video with sharper clarity. Samsung also includes an upgraded Super HDR 12-megapixel selfie camera over the S22's 10-megapixel sensor, which boasts HDR video support and faster autofocus. We'll have to put the S23 through its paces to see whether these improvements result in a vastly better shooting experience than the S22, but it's worth mentioning that we were already impressed with the capabilities of the S22 cameras. Battery life and charging: larger battery. The Galaxy S23 gets a 3900 mAh battery, which is a 200 mAh increase over the 3700 mAh cell inside the S22. We found the S22's endurance to be a bit lackluster given the rest of the phone's experience, and the S23's larger cell and under-the-hood improvements aim to resolve that. You're still getting 25-watt charging with the S23 like on the S22, as well as 15-watt wireless charging and 4.5-watt reverse wireless charging. It's a shame that only the S23 Plus and Ultra get snappier 45-watt charging, but at least 25-watt is enough to juice back up in a somewhat timely manner. Samsung Galaxy S23 versus Galaxy S22, which phone should you buy? Given how similar both phones are, it might be worth picking up the Galaxy S22 on a discount if you're okay with a slightly shorter battery life and an older processor. Everything from the screen to the cameras to the software experience will feel the same, and Samsung has committed to supporting the S22 for a while. As for those who want to upgrade from an S22, you'll really have to appreciate living on the bleeding edge to appreciate the improvements the S23 brings to the table. Taking better nighttime photos is always great, and having that bit of extra battery could prove useful in a pinch. Overall, given how similar both phones are, having either as your daily driver will feel the same. It's probably worth waiting for the S24 if you want to upgrade from an S22, and if you like having the latest and greatest in your pocket, you'll be happy with the S23. Samsung Galaxy S23 versus Galaxy S22 specifications. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon to watch more videos like this.